Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. The drags went great. We got a very limited time. Today is the 2nd. We are back at it on the 18th. I believe that's what it is, the Sunday. So does not give us much time at all, about 2.5 weeks to test and everything else. We're going to do a little bit of testing, everything else, but what this video is about is this. This is our stock car. It's in the stock racing class. I love this Ghoul body. It's striking, it looks good, but I had a net on there to keep all the sand and dirt debris out, and it was just giving me trouble. It was coming off, that kind of stuff, and I can't have that. So what we are doing is we are going to make a new body for this. So gone will be the Ghoul. We might repaint something to be the Ghoul again, but for now I basically want to make a body that is a tighter fit and will keep the sand out. So that's what we're doing. So let me put this away. And we're gonna, sorry about that, we're gonna shift down to the view so you can see what I'm doing. Okay? Okay, so we shifted down. I got a piece of paper. I know it's gonna be big enough for the body, just big enough. So that's great. We're gonna take some of this blue tape. We're gonna split it, split it, split it. We're gonna take a piece of paper and we're gonna tape it down so it doesn't move. This way, when we place the chassis down, we're not shifting all over the place. This is one thing that won't be giving us trouble. Okay? So, a couple ways to do it. Go ahead and take off this. I got some Velcro around, clear it off the body here. This Velcro did really well. Shame to take it off, but I want to make sure I'm nice and clean in what I go. I'm gonna set it flat down. Yeah, set it flat down, just like that. And we're going to hold it down, take a pencil. This is where I might get in the way. I got to stand up to look down. And I want to tape down the back of this so it doesn't wander on me. It's going to help keep things exactly where I need them. And then I'm just going to come along and I'm going to mark. Make sure I'm happy. Placement on all these lines. Make sure with that little out. Same with that little out. Make sure I'm the same distance out. And now, and the reason I want to go out a little bit further than it is just so it goes on nice and easy. Perfect. Okay, I'm happy with that. We are going to come out and mark so I can see down. I look down just to make sure that we've got this front piece marked. Lift it up. There we go. So that's our piece. We can take a ruler here and mark across. Off a little? Yeah, a little bit, huh? That's fine. Just double check stuff. Put it back down. We are in our mark. We want to just mark that back and that back. And maybe that's our back line right here. That's better. See, it's a little straighter too. So that's great. That's what we're looking for. This little mark here for this mark here is just a reference for where we're gonna end that, so that we still have the movement when our side panels go in. Basically, this piece here, what we'll end up cutting out and whatnot, is going to sit flush even with this and even with back here. So it's going to be a flat piece going all the way across, and then we will create the sides going down to help seal the inside of this chassis. So with this, we're good. We're going to go through and just mark where center is. Right up there. Go 1 and that's 1, 2, 3. Touch again. Actually, what I'm going to do to find my center line, we're going to take our paper here, take it off of this, get all these stickers off. This is an old drafting thing. You'd always tape your paper down to keep it straight, and then you'd have a level line. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the light that we have to fold this, looking at the lines, making sure that our lines are even. I'm just moving it around where I need it. I think I'm happy with that. Let's see how we did here. Looks pretty good except for the front here. Let's see what we got. Just we are this way I can see it better. About 1 1/16, and so we're not quite on it there. It should be about 1/16 over, which will be fine. So we will correct that because it's got to go narrower anyways. And I'm just going to fold this down that center line. And we're going to take some scissors and cut it bigger than I need. So I'm cutting it about 1/4 of an inch bigger. This way we can make adjustments and get the exact thing that we need. That's how it's going to sit. Happy with that. Everything should be perfect. So now I can take this and transfer this onto a piece of styrene. So we're not worried about where we're going to cut for the ESC. We're just going to cut the piece, we're going to lay it down, we're going to take a look, and then this pattern, we can always come back, put it on here, and figure out where that spacing is. So with it able to bend, if we flip it over, right, I can come up, I can see where things are, I can mark them out, I can feel this edge here, and just make sure I cut out enough for that. The battery will sit low, we won't have to worry about any of that interfering. So all in all, very happy with this. So now we'll get a piece of styrene out and we will begin the next process. Alright, so we've got our styrene. So this is not necessarily less expensive in some way. I mean, total costs, it is. It's less expensive than buying a pre-made body. But it takes a lot more time and whatnot. So, as you can see, the piece is just big enough to fit on our piece of styrene. So this piece here, what I didn't show, hold on, I'll get it up here. Maybe you can see it. This is 0.06 thick. It's 1.5 millimeter sheet. You get one sheet for your $4. And then the sides are going to be 040, and the reinforcement also, although we can use some of this for that reinforcement. So again, what we do, we come down, we're going to use our grid to make sure that we find center and center. Everything looks good. Tear off a little piece. Once we're happy with where things are, we are going to tape it down so it doesn't move. Very important. Now this won't shift on me. We can also take an extra piece and tape off the front. Smooth it down like so. Do that, grab it, and put your piece down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to trace. And I use pencil. You can use anything you want. You can use pen. I like the way the pencil transfers. You see what I'm doing is I'm laying my fingers down along that edge just to make sure that it stays down. Along to the front. It doesn't matter that the tape is there if you notice I'm putting it in between, because I'm going to take a ruler anyways to make these straight cuts. So it really does not matter as long as I've got the end points. We are good to go. In case my cut is not straight, the ruler, of course, will make it straight. Because I cut in a little bit here, so I'm sure the ruler's going to show that that needs to be adjusted. And that's fine, because we're not trying to make it perfectly snug. We're just trying to make it sealed up so we don't get sand inside. Alright, so if we've done this right, we should be able to take our piece off, our stencil, and we've got all of our marks transferred. Now we'll take this and I'm going to snap off this blade to get a fresh tip. Always use a fresh blade if you can. And we're going to make our first cut. So yeah, just so you could see, maybe you can't, as we do the line up here, that is definitely crooked, and we needed more on the side anyways, so that is fine. We'll be able to get that because we're just making straight cuts. And we're going to score all the way across, and because this is 06, we're going to do double scores, maybe even a triple score across this. And as you know or may not know with styrene, once you've made the score, just simple bending across that score, bend it down, bend it up, boom. That's our first cut. Do it again. Now we know that our line is crooked, we don't have to worry about it. Just making sure I'm on my marks. And we score. You don't have to press down hard on these scores, just let them do it on their own. Nice and easy. And we'll come across, make another cut here. Again, I know that get my head in the way, that my pattern is not perfect, but it's good enough because we're coming through and straightening things with our final cut here. Okay. And yeah, I might have some trouble doing some of these finer cuts. I just come in with my needle nose versus trying to grab it with my fingers. And I snap right off. Just like so. Got our smaller one. Right on the line. Score it. Go make our other one. I do apologize if my head's in the way. Normally I do this where I can see it. I'm trying to do it where y'all can see it. And just like that, we've got our piece. So now, take this piece, we can do test, fit, looks great, looks like everything that we want it to be. Excuse me. So now the big thing is, where is this marked, right? So we're going to come down here, we're going to place our piece in, like so, find that center mark. In here, it's actually less. What I'm going to do here is take this down. Mark that, and I think that's it. Yeah. Come through, we establish this, and the fact that it's going to have to be a bit bigger, something like that. Actually, what I'm going to do is take some measurements. So we are 1/2 inch. I'm going to come up, go 1/2 inch. Okay. Yep. Just double checking that measurement before I go and mark it. 1/2 inch. Come over here, 1/2 inch. We establish that line, 1/2 inch. And then we are about 1/4 inch. So let's do 1/4 and 1/4. Come back, mark that. Alright, now we need to figure out side to side. So we're going to do this at, we got 1.5 inches, which makes the center right there. Just kind of continue down. And I know that I need to go about 1/8 on either side. And we've established our mark. So you can drill it out, you can cut it out. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. So we do an inside cut. We're going to cut along our line. We're going to do it a few times. And then we're going to go corner to corner, like so. Just in general, we're just basically trying to create a situation where it will give way. I'm going to take, let's do this. I'm going to basically make a spot for it to come through. I'm going to use this to push it. There we go. And that will snap. And then we'll come in with our needle nose and make the remaining out. Whoops, I just smacked the camera, sorry about that. Trying to get a small file, get in there and clean that up. You can also do this with a knife. Whatever you would like to do, you can come back in with your blade and the smaller areas and just make some cuts to clean things up a bit. And if we've done things right, that should go right through. Not quite. Let's see here. Oh, that is way off. How did we end up so far off? It's alright though. Basically, we never cut off the front. Well, that's that. So, we're lucky. We didn't put the hole in a place where it caused problems. We just never cut it. So that's fine. So we're going to do, we're a little off there, so I'm going to come in, follow that line, snap that off. Then I'm going to use this piece to mark our center here. Just iron it up. Our little hole. Shorten the knife up so it doesn't move too much on me. And I'm cutting right on the line, but I know I'm going to have to make this bigger. And that's okay. through. I guess I punched it all out, which is great. Come back and test the fitment. Okay, I need to open up a bit on this side, so we're going to come in and we're going to open that up. Take a cut. Come in with our needle nose, bust that piece out. I'm happy. It will sit down just enough. You can get a clip in there, perfect. We're a little shy on the back, but it's not a big deal if you want to. I'm going to come just a skosh more. There we go. Yeah, very happy with that. That's how it's going to sit. We're good. So now I can leave this on here, because that's where it's going to sit, how it's going to sit. We get a side view for y'all. It's just going to sit above everything, nice and even. And now what we can do is come in with this, and we're going to lay this down on the table. It'll be a little easier for me to deal with. Measurement from the top to the bottom. We are 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Really just trying to get, yeah, 1.5 inches. So now we know our measurements for the piece around. So we are going to, miss some of this. So let's go ahead and take our pattern again. And we'll mark on our pattern where we need to stop. Looks like right here. Where we'll stop. We'll do the same on both sides. That way it's even. Come back over to here, lay this down, and we're just going to make that mark there. And transfer that mark. And there. Then we need to take a measurement. We are, let's say 4.5 with the bend, 7.25, and just short of 9. Let's call it 8.5. Leave the back open a bit. So 8.5, and our sheet that we're going to use is 12. So that's good. Plenty of space. So now we'll go through and keep this. We're going to lose our pencil. You all saw that, I'm sure. So we'll take this and we're going to measure in 1.5 inches. Make our mark. The other side. 1.5 inches. Take our handy dandy ruler and our knife. Things get cluttered around here. I'm trying to clear things up as I go. And we right on that line. Perfect. And we're gonna make a score. Do it twice. Snap a piece. One piece. That's one side. Already said and done. Repeat that process. So you see, it doesn't take much with the start of this. What's going to take more is whatever I decide to do for the top canopy. Get my fingers out of the way, make a cut. So we've really only used 2 sheets. And if we've done our math right, everything's good. These should be perfect, parallel, ready to go. So we'll do from here. Again, we've got our marks. So we're going to put this right on the side, on the outside. And we'll start it there. And we're going to make marks going around to where the bends are. And we're going to bend it as we go. What I do when I make the mark, I bring it over to the edge of the table. Make sure it's nice to have these lines because it keeps everything straight. I can keep it square on this and bend it. You can use a heat gun if you'd like. I will be using a heat gun to bend, which is going to make some noise. But basically, all I'm doing is I'm going to lay this out. Take my piece and lay it right next to it, like so. I'm going to take my pencil, I'm going to come to that point, and I'm going to make a mark. Just like that. Now I can go through, take this other one, so that we're matching, and make that same mark on our other one. So now we're in the same spots. Okay, we can go through if you really want to. I don't suggest doing it, but do them one at a time so that you get that bend in the perfect spot, and then you know where the next bend is going to go, because it does eat up some of your length when you go to bend. Okay, so I'm going to get the heat gun out. I'm going to bend these. Again, like I said, you're just going to take this over to the edge of the table. Make sure you line it up. Make sure it's square. You can use a square if you want right at the edge of that table. Heat it up. Boom. Bend it. And I like to over bend because it's easy to bring it back. It relaxes back versus trying to force it long. So let me get those bent and we'll go to the next step.